President Trump defends his personal lawyer after the FBI raided Michael Cohen's office and home. I'm John Schumo in New York, and I'll have that story.
And Manhattan school classes resumed today after students were sent home early on Monday. What happened and what officials are saying about it, that's all coming up.
Well, that story for you in a moment. Meantime, 6:30 here on this Tuesday, President Trump lashed out at the Justice Department after FBI agents raided the home and office of his longtime attorney, Michael Cohen.
Mr. Trump called it a disgrace, talking about the possibility of firing special counsel Robert Mueller. John Schumo has our latest in New York.
This is a pure and simple witch hunt.
President Trump reacted angrily to FBI raids targeting his personal lawyer, Michael Cohen.
It's frankly a real disgrace. It's an attack on our country in a true sense. It's an attack on what we all stand for.
The raids took place at Cohen's home, office, and hotel room. They were carried out by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan. A person familiar with the case said agents seized evidence as part of an investigation into possible campaign finance violations and bank fraud. The records taken included Cohen's communications with clients, including Mr. Trump. Cohen's lawyer called the raids completely inappropriate and unnecessary. He said the case originated in the office of the special counsel, Robert Mueller.
So they find no collusion, and then they go from there and they say, well, let's keep going.
The president was asked if he planned to dismiss the special counsel.
Why don't I just fire Mueller? Well, I think it's a disgrace what's going on. We'll see what happens, but I think it's really a sad situation when you look at what happened. And many people have said you should fire him.
Cohen has admitted facilitating a $130,000 payment to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. She says it was hush money related to her 2006 sexual encounter with the president. Last week, Mr. Trump said he knew nothing about that payment. John Schumo, CBS News.
Now, a former Justice Department official told CBS News that some of the president's communications with Cohen may not be protected by attorney-client privilege. Anything not explicitly related to legal advice could potentially be fair game to investigators.
Clearly more to follow on that story.
Yeah, wow.
Meantime, Matt steps in to join us. Kind of a mixed bag of temperatures as you would expect this time of year. Depends on where you are, how warm or how cold it is.
We've been in the teens in West Yellowstone, 30s, 40s, 20s, you name it. We've got it. Temperature right now, 28 in Belgrade, 26 in Butte, 30 in Dillon. Of course, our temperatures will continue to be on the mild side through the afternoon. A couple of things of note for today. The clouds will be on the increase. The wind will be picking up as well. We should be a little below average for most of the area as you head into the day today. Now, if you're looking for the chance of rain, likely to pick up as you head toward the evening and overnight hours. That does include the potential of some snow, especially at elevation. We're going to go to the Billion Auto Weather Patio and talk about that coming up in just under 10 minutes.
Thank you, Matt. Now 6:33. For the second day in a row, the Billings Police Department has been involved in a shooting where the suspect was killed. The most recent shooting happened around 2 o'clock this morning at the Lucky Lil's Casino at 15th Street West and Grand Avenue in Billings. The suspect was taken to a hospital and died there. The names of the suspect and the officer involved in this latest shooting have not been yet released. No officers were injured. The police department plans to release more information on what led to that shooter later today. Now, a different man wielding a knife was shot and killed by Billings police yesterday morning.
In other news, the Manhattan School District fell victim to a school threat yesterday morning. MTN's Morgan Davies was on the scene and has more details.
At 11:45 this morning, parents who had children in the Manhattan School District received notice that the students would be sent home.
So this morning, police department received a call from the school. There was discovered an unsubstantiated threat written on the walls of one of the bathrooms.
Manhattan Police and the Gallatin County Sheriff's Office is investigating the incident.
We're going to do a thorough search of the school to make a determination of what went on, and then of course we'll have a continual investigation.
A similar situation happened in the Belgrade School District last Friday. I spoke with Belgrade High School Principal Paul Lamb, and he told me that the threat was written in the girls' bathroom. And although school has resumed, the incident is still under investigation. These two threats are similar. Chief Hengel says he cannot say if they're connected.
At this time, we do not know if there's any coordination or between the two events.
The Belgrade School District has placed an extra police presence in all of their schools. In Manhattan, Morgan Davies, MTN News.
Now, Manhattan School District Superintendent Scott Chavette tells us that school will resume today. Also, the Bozeman School District preparing for its May ballot. There are 3 things the board has approved. One is the candidates running for the 3 trustee seats open in the elementary school district and 1 in the high school district. 2 is the annual general funds operating levy. Voters will see a mill for the high school of 55 cents and $1.60. Final thing voters will see on the ballot is the approval for 2 new sites that the district would like to purchase. The good news for voters with this piece of the ballot is that it will not cost them any money.
There will be no taxation involved with those. We already have the funds along with the Emerson sale that is going through smoothly and appears will go through. We will not have to ask the voters for any additional money.
By the way, the ballots will be mailed by the county election office on April 23rd. They'll be due back to the election office by May 8th.
And before Butte City Council officials finish their 2019 fiscal year budget, they say they want to hear from you. The city is asking Butte residents to take an online survey to give feedback to the Chief Executive and Council of Commissioners on where they would like to prioritize spending for the coming fiscal year. The survey can be found at the Butte Survey website under Budget and Finance Department, and the survey will be open until the middle of May.
And this year there's several questions on roads. It always tends to be one of the top priorities for the public. And this year we're looking at creating a new special improvement district, a county-wide special improvement district, so that we can do more work on roads here in the local government.
Now, those surveys will remain anonymous, and anyone who doesn't have access to internet can pick up one of those paper surveys in the courthouse at the Chief Executive's office.
Stories we're going to continue to follow here.
Have you had breakfast yet today?
No.
Oh, you haven't? Well,
No.
You might be struggling through this next part.
It's going to be good.
Because we've got a Montana made for you, and we are talking barbecue today. Oh, I do hope you have something in your belly for this one.
Oh, before that, though, let's check in with John Dickerson to see what's coming up at 7 o'clock on CBS this morning.
Good morning ahead on CBS this morning. We'll talk with Wired editor-in-chief Nick Thompson about the high stakes for Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg in today's congressional hearings. And Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth just became the first senator to give birth while in office. Before she had her baby girl, the 50-year-old veteran and double amputee wrote an emotional letter as part of our continuing series, Note to Self. See you at 7.